Good morning, good morning. This is Spirit Journey, and I hope you guys could hear me. Yes, I'm in the shower right now, and I have more thoughts about the topic I was just discussing. It is Labor Day weekend. It's Monday morning, September 7th, 2020, and the time is 11:10 a.m. Wow. I was just, I'm uploading a video now as we speak. I mentioned about 3 or 4 stories and how they all relate to different current events things as it pertains to blacks in America, the coronavirus, the lockdown, and how we're so driven because of money in the system. And the things that just don't seem to make sense to me. I did mention in the video that's uploading now about a new YouTuber that I found, a very well-groomed, very polished, well-spoken, young black man, and he's a businessman. He looks like a kid. He's in his 20s probably, and he's really impressed with his delivery, and his thinking process is phenomenal. And he was with a young white female also. And she has, I think it was actually her channel, but he was on, and they were out and about on a campus, school campus, I think it was a college campus. And she has her mic, and she's approaching people, and they talk about different things regarding, they did make a mockery of reparations package, for blacks. I understood some of their points. I understood. And it's like when you move up the ladder and you're a black person, you're not supposed to have desires for reparations. And reparations, I do not believe that you just could go up to a white person and say, you better give me money for reparations. No, not at all. But I think as a nation, the government has responsibilities historically and current about the lives of its citizens, and especially if harm was done generationally and still being done. Yes, you have blacks who've done extremely well in this country, and I think this is the best country in the world, and I love this country, but it's far from perfect. But I'm born here, raised here, and I want to stay here, and I want to take any hope that I can get to transcend this feeling that I have of despair. I'm very sensitive to people, and when I see people who are sad and angry, I'm very sensitive to their energy. So I think that's part of the problem. That's just now. It's always this way. But what I want to talk about with regard to this young man, as it pertains to Black America and the American dream, that it is obtainable. Not everybody obtains it, and not even all whites obtain the American dream. You have all races who come to poverty. A natural disaster could come in and wipe out your whole assets, everything. But what I'm confused about. Now you have this dynamic black man who employs, if I understood him right, 100 people. Wow. I think even 5 is a lot. Okay? And more power to him and his wisdom. But I'm confused about who he's pairing with. The woman that he's with is a white female. They're about the same age. And she's very witty and almost, at times, kind of, I don't know. She has a different edge to herself than in comparison to the guy. I mean, the guy is coming from a black perspective of success. And she's just a white female. I don't know what type of background she comes from. But they're both very intelligent. Just really interesting, the pair. And the pair work very well together. But I ask myself, how is it that this man was able to bypass an intelligent black female? I mean, one thing, if he's raised in a white neighborhood, and so there's, no availability of people from his own background. Why is it that when you are a successful black person, why is it that in America it seems that these intelligent, well-groomed, well-behaved black men are not paired with their black counterpart female? You have, for example, the person that comes to my mind is Candace Owens. I learned of her by accident a couple of years back. And I was very impressed when I heard of her speak. A young woman, 20-something-year-old, I think, to speak the way she does with such confidence, poise, education, and access, even with her first video. How was she able to put that together? I don't think she made the video on her own. She didn't go to video editing school, to produce that first video. My impression, and again, I could be wrong, she could be phenomenal on video editing and the concept, how it's done. My impression is that she's working with people. She has a team of people or connections with people that help develop the concept and to promote this video. It was phenomenal. I liked it. I was like, wow. And I would have loved to have met a person like her when I was her age. So I think now with social media, with most people having some type of device, whether it be a phone or what do you call it, a notepad, a computer, a laptop, and you'd be able to go on the internet and find all types of people. So it's great that this access to one another, that you can interconnect and build our community. But somehow, these women like Candace Owens and this other young black dude, somehow we don't connect. And somehow, when we're an intelligent black person in America, we're always hooked up with other people outside of our community. And I'm wondering what's happening. I start to feel that we're being controlled by these outside people. And that we're rewarded when we do not have what they call a pro-black stance. You could be pro-black and be a professional, like Martin Luther King Jr. He was a successful pastor, well-spoken. He didn't ask to come into the civil rights movement. They approached him, and he accepted. Why aren't successful black men and women joining together to help the community and the country to expand? Why are we afraid of one another? But these outside forces come into our community. How they seem to work with men, they interject a female from outside his community like a distractant. This outsider is going to monitor you, is going to inform who they belong to about you, whether good or bad. That's what it seems like how they operate with the men. And as for the women, the black women in our community who have some type of intelligence, they introduce like a BLM. They interject this LGBTQ focus. So if you're LGBTQ and then you have an intelligent black man, how are you two supposed to get together? Please tell me. How do you produce a family out of that union? And why are these outsiders coming into your community and trying to divide you? Now, no, of course, Candace Owen is not part of the BLM movement. But she's like outside. Who she talks to is not primarily a black audience, but a white audience. And nothing wrong with that. Why aren't these two phenomenal speakers coming together and ignite a renaissance, a black renaissance and awakening in the black community for us to be self-sufficient, entrepreneurial, healthy, happy, and community? Why is this lacking? This is just food for thought. You answered the question. You answered that question. Why? Take care, guys. Be aware and be alert. Bye-bye.